ScouterStan. Just want to talk a little bit about ELANGOMAT. Now, a lot of people have no idea what that is. So let me explain what an ELANGOMAT does, what that position entails. A lot of this has to do with the Order of the Arrow. If you're a member of the Order of the Arrow, you recall that when you were doing your ordeal, there was a person in your group that had a sash. That person was the ELANGOMAT. Their example is what they do. Now, let me back up for a moment. Those of you that are not familiar with ELANGOMATs, the Order of the Arrow, when you go through ordeal, you are broken into smaller groups. These groups are referred to as clan. Now, this is a lot like a patrol. It has about the same amount of people, and it all reflects towards the same age group, or the same all boys or all females. It tries to make a group that is sensitive to what the group represents. Now, the ELANGOMAT also is a member of that group. This is an honored position. It's a trained position. The lodge and the chapter does a lot of training about getting familiar with the whole process, all of the principles that are involved when we're dealing with an ordeal. Now, the name ELANGOMAT is actually from Lenape, which is the Native Americans that lived on the Delaware River. And that's kind of where a lot of the Indian names that are used in the OA, they come from that tribe. Now, as a leader, as an ELANGOMAT, as a leader in that clan, they're going by the same rules as everyone else. In fact, we often say, your example is a better teacher of brotherhood and cheerfulness and service than any spoken word. The ELANGOMAT also has to be quiet, reflective of what they're doing. Now, keep in mind that all lodges and chapters will do the training. A lot of smaller lodges will do it on a very big training day. So that's something that you need to look for within your lodge. Now, some chapters do their own. This is a very important position, being an ELANGOMAT during the ordeal. And youth and adults, male and female, are needed for this position. The word ELANGOMAT means friend. So that's something to consider. Now, ELANGOMATs also get awards from the lodge and the chapter, mainly because this position is very important and we want to recognize those that have participated. Now, I know a lot of you are working very hard with your scouting unit and are putting in a lot of hours and even getting involved in the Order of the Arrow, which is a brotherhood. It's a brotherhood of cheerful service. So, and I know you're doing this. So keep up the good work and always remind yourself that it's one scout at a time that we're working with, and we need to make that difference in the world. In fact, let's call it making the world better, one scout at a time. So keep that in mind. And like always, I will see you on the trail.